Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. This is Dr. J, Professor Spike and Arjun, streaming live from Long Island, New York, and Seattle, wherever that is, Washington.
Washington, wherever the hell that is.
Wherever the hell that is. I know that there's a few people who have a few companies that have small companies that have their campuses there, right?
Yeah, there's an up and coming company called Microsoft.
Tiny company.
Yeah, I've heard they're doing things.
And it's also sleepless and stuff like that in Seattle.
Look at these bags under my eyes. I haven't slept since I've been here.
I was at my daughter's house the other night, and I was looking for an old movie. So I saw Sleepless Seattle was one of the choices, Sleepless in Seattle. I skipped that one to go further back to a Hopalong Cassidy movie.
Oh, well, you could have done an Affair to Remember, which was
William Boyd is Hopalong Cassidy.
Should have just watched Kind Hearts and Coronets.
Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed myself watching Hopalong Cassidy. We're going to look at some stocks that are worthwhile keeping, even if this market collapses. How's that for a thing for today, suggested by Professor Spike?
Yeah, I got at least one for you.
Yeah, I also will try to hit each of the stocks that I advertise. So we got a lot to do. Mark is with us. He kind of echoes your USCG. Says looking good, Arjun. And
big winner of the week.
Mantis says hi. Novo Fessers.
Nova Fessers.
He
thinks we're in with him. We should have been.
Friday. And Sean Jean with his hello, everyone. And Jiggly, he needs me to advise as to CRISPR and is it a buy at 115.50? Well, we'll take a look at CRISPR, definitely.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else is with us today? Night 2 is with us.
Sean.
Yeah, Man and Sean. And Night 2 wants us to look at GRTS. All right, let's get to work.
Yeah, let's chart them all, everything, the whole market.
I got a lot of congratulations on my AEMD selection, and I want you to know I cashed in 90% of my shares.
Nice.
So that's where I stand. Let's share screen.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I was feeling high as a kite in the sky when AEMD was soaring. And I intend to get back in the threes. Get back in big. Because I think, it still has the potential to go to 20 or 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Any kind of really good news on the hemopurifier for COVID-19. So, yeah. And also, been in the news a lot lately is ATEA, with its partnership with Roche for an antiviral that you can take in pill form. Unlike Galdeservir, which you could take in only it proved it to be worthless anyway. Remdesivir only in the hospital with intravenous. So pill form is a lot more convenient.
Not useless yet. It's just
so a couple of requests. If we get around to it, we'll do those.
Yeah, I'm right.
So let's start with. What do you want to start with, guys?
Well, the first one you put on your thing was PCRX. We might as well do that.
Yeah, we'll just go in order. Yeah.
One.
PCRX.
This is one that I definitely feel is a keeper. even if the stock market turns south and the averages turn. Today we're hanging tough, basically flat on the S&P, flat on the Dow, a little off on the NASDAQ, and a little off on the Russell. Today is kind of a downish day for most bio.
Yeah, the small
biotech is
and
not
mid
doing
cap
well.
biotechs are taking it on the chin today.
Yes, but they've had, so you know what
Yeah, it's just
what is given to us, taken away from us often. Okay, so let's start. Bio Olideo, the play is factor D, whatever it's called. And the play is antivirals in general. So BCRX has several irons in the fire. And the other play for BioCris Pharmaceuticals, take out prospect. So we have earnings to look forward to for their Orladeyo, and we have factor D data coming through, and we always have their antiviral drugs that are being worked on, developed, and or some that have been approved. So there we have it in terms of the technicals, at least in a nutshell. The graph, the chart, or the graph, whatever you want to call it, says to me that it's going to be more of the same over the near term.
Yep.
Meaning,
you're going to keep getting rich on your options plays, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm not getting rich. I'm making money on my shares that were doing nothing for me all along.
Yeah. I sold some $14 puts today.
That's a good idea. It was a nice price today because it came down 35 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, I just sold one because I saw the price and I liked it.
Are people actually buying those?
Well, there's so much liquidity with BCRX options that it's one of my favorite to play options on for that reason. You have a pretty tight bid ask compared to a lot of the mid cap bios. It reacts very strongly to price fluctuations because of the implied volatility.
I've been making a few percent a month, 3, 4, 5.
And the reason I did 14 is there's very, very strong support at 14. I don't think it'll go there easily.
No, neither do I. That's sort of why I was wondering why you're getting any premium for it.
14 to 6. If you want the narrow trading range, it's 14 to 16 and a quarter. You want to expand it to 17.50.
Yeah.
You can, but the actual trading range for the last month or month and a half is more like 16 and a quarter to 14.
Yeah.
Or not even, from more like 14.50, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
So you can sell the $15 puts too. I think that's not a terrible play. I just went a little more conservative.
No, when it's trading at 15, you write the 14s and you write the call options for 16.
Right.
So you write smack in the middle of this trading range.
Yep. If you own shares, write the 16s. I think that's fine. Yeah.
Very, very good play to go both ways. I don't mind owning more below 14. So I like that play. Whatever you pick up on it, you pick up on it. It's found money.
Yeah.
This, of course, is strictly our opinion, and it's not constitute investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting. Do your own due diligence. Because Dr. J, Arjun, and Professor Spike are very, very smart and very good investors, but we don't always get it right.
Nope.
Sometimes we make mistakes.
Yeah.
Give him credit.
Every so often.
Professor Omar never makes a mistake, though.
Neither does Linda.
Neither does Linda. I mean, when you're grandma to 4 quads, you cannot afford to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have to run
She
a very
has to
tight
get
ship.
it. She has to get it right. Okay, so BCRX is a wonderful stock to own. $21 price target is golden to me. I'm convinced we get there within, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. But in the meanwhile, while you're waiting, you might as well pick up some change.
Yeah. The options are the gift that keep on giving if you sell them.
So this is one that I definitely don't see panicking about. No reason to get rid of it in case the market turns south. Just continue playing the, whatever you want to call it, the collar. I think that's the right word for it.
Yep, it's a collar.
All right, so what's the next one on my famous list?
Alpo.
Albo.
I'm still calling it Alpo because I'm not green on it yet.
No, we're not. Is it down today?
Yeah, it's down today. It's following the indices. It had a good week though.
Maybe
overall.
I'll call it Alpo. Today it's Alpo.
Yeah, it's still. I think I still like where it's at.
Had a phenomenal little move. So what's a little pullback? It's expected.
Yeah.
You know, you could do the same thing here if you want. You can write calls.
Yeah. Write the 35s and write the 30 puts.
I agree, because I don't see it going above 35 by the third week in October. I don't know what you can get for it though. I didn't look.
Yeah, I mean the options for Albo are not as liquid. I don't play them as often, but they're okay. They're okay.
I'd have to look. I don't want to bother, but you know, if you could get a decent premium for the 35s on the calls, I would probably do it for October.
You can only get 10 cents. That's the problem.
10 cents?
For the 35, because there's no liquidity on Albo options.
I'll tell you what you can do with that 10 cents. 10 cents? Give me a break.
Well, I mean, it's it's $10, but it's 10 cents a share. You know what I mean?
Yeah, $10, right? Not even worth it.
That's not worth it.
Yeah, but the 30 puts are actually solid. I mean, you can. Well, actually, not for October. You'd have to go to November.
Well, how much do you get on the 30 puts for October?
October, you get dog crap, but for November, you can get a couple bucks.
All right, so it probably doesn't pay to do anything but just hold this one, and it has very good growth prospects. The CEO is optimistic about the growth over the next 5 years. This one looks like over the next 5 years, it has almost guaranteed to move up. So if it may not be an express train, but I think you take the local up to maybe $75 over the next 5 years.
Yeah,
that's not a terrible move. I mean, if you're a swing trader, it sounds like death. So you got to wait 5 years. Like a death sentence.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's not. In 5 years, you can't more than double with most investments.
Right. This is my favorite long term, and I actually wrote some of the January 55s because they were trading pretty well for a while, and I'm willing to hold this long, so I don't mind writing January 2022s. I got like $120 per contract.
I think this is an earnings play. Earnings should increase over time.
Yeah, I think an earnings gap fill. I think earnings gap fill to the high 30s is my prediction.
There is an analyst target at 82. That's more optimistic than me. Usually these targets are 1 year targets. I would be very happy to see 82 after 1 year. I would think it's going to be slower than that, judging from what the CEO was had to say.
My prediction is 100 by January 2023.
That's more realistic.
Yeah, I think it just kind of makes sense given their market cap of about 600 million. 1.8 billion, I think sounds right.
That would be a little optimistic, but realistic.
Yeah, I don't think 100 is too much of a stretch. It is on the optimistic side. Maybe call it 75 if you want. Yeah.
I mean, the analyst target of 82, 84, whatever it was, is also a little optimistic, I think. But it's a great stock to own because I think there's safety in it. I don't see it going down maybe it'll retest the lows at 27.5. That would be about it. So even in a really sour market, you're looking at maybe a 10% correction.
It looks pretty good on the weekly too. The weekly looks good, but yeah, we can go to the next stock. I like elbow long.
So the first two we talked about, BCRX and ALBO, I don't mind keeping this on a down market. What about you guys?
I would agree.
Professor Spike, would you agree to that?
On these two, sure. I'm still holding them.
Okay. What's the next one?
Sava.
Yeah, the next one's Sava on your list. I thought if we were going to actually get into some extreme.
This one has nothing to do with the market conditions. So I see this being a hold regardless of whether it's down market, up market, sideways market, because it all depends.
I actually trimmed a little on this today.
That's okay. I actually added a little bit, but that's okay too. Mm-hmm. Because I don't see it making a really big move for a while. So there's more risk. There's probably more downside risk than upside risk for the moment. So trimming a little is not a bad idea, Professor Spike. But the gambler in me kind of made me buy more today. I added to my Sava collection. And my thinking is phase 3, is going to start up. And unless a hold is placed by the FDA, it's going to complete. And the data is going to look good. And this is going to be over $100 again. So I'm not too concerned about the near term. If we enter a correction, so be it. I'm not concerned about this stock overcorrecting. It hasn't gone up. I mean, it has gone up from significant lows, but I think there's a lot of buying support at the recent low of mid-September at $39.
Yeah.
So I know that's a chunk. It's losing 1/3 of your money, but I don't mind even if it gets back down there, unless, I don't think it's getting down there. Let me rephrase that. I don't think it's getting down there. I think on any pullback, it'll hold, let's say, I'm looking for it to hold $52 on a pullback, just based on its prospects for phase 3. If phase 3 is starting and enrolling, it's going to keep it buoyed up, whatever the word is.
You can maybe buy at the 100-day. That's like halfway through that big green candle, 55-ish.
Yeah, and then I see support right here from a high on 910 at 52.66.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, what's nice is it looks like that gap. It's testing the high that it made right after that gap. I think it might have made a new high today.
It wants to go to $70.85, no question.
Yeah. So even just for that move, it might be worth it.
Well, a 10-point move is more than 15%.
Yeah.
I'd say that's worth it.
Yeah, I think I'll buy. I won't buy yet, but I think I'll wait for 55, 56. If it doesn't hit, I'll watch. No problem.
We're now trending up.
Yeah, actually,
quite a bit.
I'm not. I would do it around 53 myself.
Okay, yeah, that sounds anything in 53 to 57. What pick your
Yeah,
number?
I mean, that would be my area of support.
Yeah. Okay.
What was the next one on the list?
Ptgx.
This is a Jake special.
Wherever he is.
Jake called me up.
Here's your meat, Jig.
Jake called me up and said, Dr. J, I'm in Ptgx and I'm in it big. This is my big position now. So you know what I did? I did what I tell everyone not to do. I didn't do my own due diligence. I bought immediately.
You pulled the spike.
You bet on the man, the myth, the legend, Jake.
So far, I'm making a couple of points, and I thought I'd bring it to everyone's attention. So Ptgx, the target on this one is $35. Back up, or at least 30, let's say
quite the gap to fill.
let's say $33, about filling midway, the gap halfway. $33 target, right at the 200-day moving average.
You mind looking at the weekly here? I can't really take away anything from this. I want to see what.
You can see what it was doing prior. It had a lot of support right here at 33.
Yeah.
So that's why I say 33 looks very, very good for a target. And also,
okay, fair enough.
You see this area?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's got 5 touches, and then it's got the touch on the 200. It meets the 200.
Okay.
And
you're playing this for a double, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
That's what I'm playing it for. If it takes out this candle, the high of the day, 2044, I think it's well on its way to $33. So this is, you can just hold off now from 1830. Might just pay to see if it takes out 2044.
I think I'll buy if I see it break 2040. Yeah, then I'll go in. Otherwise, we'll see.
That gives it technical credence. Technical credence if it breaks this 20.44. Right now it has Jake credence, which is almost as good as technical credence. So technically it would look really strong with a break of 2044. The bet would be that it gets to $33.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to buy a little bit right now.
Okay, there you go.
Jiggly was asking for a live buy. There it is. I'm buying. All right, I'm buying right now.
We never disappoint, Jiggly.
I'm buying now, and I'll buy more if it breaks 2040.
So again, this one is impervious to a down tick in the market. If the averages head south, this one is going to have its own mind, I believe. So this is not one that you have to get rid of when the markets turn south. What else?
Well, the next one you have on your list is CRISPR. But
CRISPR already took it on the chin. The question is, how low can it go?
Right.
Yeah.
So would this be one of, on that theme of saying, stick with it even though it's taken a hit?
My offhand opinion is yes. We will take.
That was sort of the theme we were starting with.
Yeah. That was a key low. So we're pretty close to that 115.60 mark. I don't know if we got there today. Get my chart back and give it another look. Chart, come back. I came back and listened. So I yelled at it.
There's a lot of support here. A lot of support here.
114.42 looks like a really strong low, as does the 727 low of 113.34. So there's a lot of support in this 113 to 116 neighborhood. Let's draw it in.
I like this one. I might be buying this soon.
Kathy Wood called me up and asked me what I thought.
Right.
She's been buying a lot of it and she's starting to get nervous. I said, Kathy, don't worry. Like you said, when you buy it lower, instead of a multiple of 5-bagger, you're going to get an 8-bagger. So I used her own logic on it, and she said, that works, she told me.
She was extolling how smart you are.
Yeah, because I was quoting her, but she didn't realize it.
She was just telling me, how impressed she is with you.
I know. I think she's got a crush on me, to be honest.
That's probably it.
I think so. But,
This looks like a buy to me.
That's what Jiggy thinks.
Look at this downward sloping consolidation that's been going on all the way back to 630. Yep. Basically, we're in one giant consolidation pattern. There it is. And look, we're about to break out of it.
Looks like
sort of. The way, of course, you could draw the line 20 million ways, but that's besides.
You could argue it already broke out of it.
You could argue that based on my picture.
Yeah.
Right after it was at $4.
Yeah, you could argue that.
That's a good point. Yeah, today's not exactly what you want to see, but I think you have a solid bottom here. There's a lot of touches.
Yeah, and you could argue that this number 109.68 might prove to be the absolute bottom.
And it might even be a couple dollars higher because even more recently it's been just creeping up. Might be 112. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. I mean, we had higher lows. I'm sorry, except for recently we put in lower low than the one. I'm going to hide that share screen thing. 820 was a low of 115.60. We took that out, didn't we? We took that out a couple of weeks ago at 114.42. So to me, the key low is this one, 113.34.
And you like having that minimal downside, like because the upside here seems to be something in the 140s at the minimum.
No, Kathy told me she expects 500 in 5 years.
All right, I mean, yeah, eventually, but yeah.
Yeah, 500. If it's not taken out sooner, and she keeps investing more and more RK money into this, so she's supporting it single-handedly.
Yeah.
So this is a good one to keep, even in a down market.
I'm gonna say buy it now.
In my opinion.
Now, could you guys do me a favor and indulge me on this theme of something that's gotten really beat up but still holding strong? You want to look at Codex for me?
Sure. That's CODX.
Yep.
I haven't looked at this one in a while.
I mean, testing is still supposed to be something, but this stock is languishing. But for whatever reason, I'm still holding on.
I don't know what the reason is.
I don't know what the reason is either. I want to see if anybody can justify my behavior.
You're smoking hopium. Hope is dangerous.
Hopium.
You have a key low here on 811 of 912.
I mean, I own this stuff for a year already.
That's holding pretty good since 811.
I like
Let's
today's
draw that.
candle a lot with that long tail. This one could be a buy too.
Let's
I
draw
like
that
this.
in.
The bottoms, yeah, this is similar to CRISPR in the sense that it has a lot of recent touches of a bottom. Yeah, like right around that 945 might be max pain, maybe.
Or it might retest a little bit lower, 912.
Yeah.
But from 912 to 945 looks like an area of strong support.
Yeah.
So to that extent, it's looking good. But on the other end, how high did it get? Let's see. It got to 1180, which is not a huge move, and it hasn't taken that 1180 out in a very long time. So it looks like you're in it for a couple of points with minimal risk.
Yep.
That's how it looks right now. What
You
would
might
what
get it.
would get it to go beyond that 1180? I don't know. I don't even know what gets it back up there. Let's take a look at the weekly.
Oh, maybe it doesn't matter what gets it back up there. It's just building support, so you buy.
To me, it's a better swing trade than a long-term hold. You buy it here and you look to sell it at about 1150. That's how I see this one. We're to stop at 9. So
That's fair.
You're willing to risk 75 cents
To make like $2. $2.
to make $1.75.
Okay, so you're calling it maybe like 5 to 2 odds or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a decent swing trade, yeah. But
I like those odds.
You have to be a dreamer to get it back up to this $31 level.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
Spike, what'd you buy at?
I bought this thing, back in the old days when this was like in the 30s.
Oh, geez. Oh.
The theme was, the theme is, what are we still holding despite getting killed?
No, that's not true. I remember when we all bought it, when Lynn talked about it at about $8.
Oh, yeah, I already sold those.
Well, then you bought again.
Yeah, of course.
Who told you to do that?
Yeah, well, that was dumb.
I think we can move to AEMD since that's the next on your list.
Yeah, no, like I said, I just wanted to stay within the. I wanted to stay within the theme.
90% of my AEMD, looking to buy it back in the 3s.
Yeah, I sold 80% of mine. This was a wonderful, wonderful short trade. I didn't buy enough, but bought me some lunch at least.
We never buy enough of the winners ever.
I'm trying to change that, but
too much of the losers. That's always.
Except BCRX, I bought too much of that, and that ended up good. But yeah, usually you're right.
Usually that's the problem. You buy too little of the good ones. I'm happy with my gain. It wasn't over a long period of time, a couple months, and I had a nice, pretty nice gain.
Yeah, maybe look at the daily.
So
Weekly's
yeah, and it seems like if you look back, you go on this chart, whenever it has a pop, it's usually followed by another pop not too far in the future.
Yeah.
So if we get news down the road, I think we challenge this 1249 level, maybe take it out. Because this news that sent it to 1249 was based on two patients being given the hemopurifier, one who it cured and one who it didn't. And the trial, the feasibility study is calling for 20. So out of the 20, if you get like 10%, 10 out of 20 cured that were on ventilators, I think you're going to see a big move up in this one.
Okay.
It depends on the data. Like so many of these biotechs, it depends. Ultimately, it depends on the data. There's hype and there's pumping and all of that, but ultimately, show me the data.
Right. But basically, you're saying buy back in the mid to high threes.
Yeah.
Okay. If it gets there, yeah.
Yeah, if it gets there. Otherwise, I might be forced to buy back as it goes up. But I kept 10% to keep me in the game, so I don't forget about this one. That's the
Yeah.
main reason I kept 10%.
Well, it seems like there's a clear level where you're supposed to be selling around 620 because it wasn't able to take out that high. So it hasn't made a new high in a while. Well,
The high in the recent run was 599.
yeah.
I did made a lot of sales. My average was about 530, and my average price in was about 340. So I did okay.
Yeah. I had a similar swing, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So what's
Now,
next?
this is certainly one that you don't care about market conditions. What you care about is the data, and
Right.
that's independent of whether the market's moving up or down.
I think Pfizer was the next one on the list.
Pfizer is definitely, they're playing with the antivirals. They're looking to come out with one in pill form. I know they're a super big company, and just one drug alone isn't going to move them. But on the other hand, I think you have solid, really solid support in a down market. Looking at this, let me draw this level in. We're talking
Yeah, this
about
is
market.
nice
talking
support
about
where we're at now. Yeah.
that you don't have to worry about in a down market. I think Pfizer qualifies.
Yeah. You might have good support where we're at now. It's not clear, but it's trying to make a double bottom or triple bottom, yeah.
Well, one could argue you see the nibble sign.
Yeah, nibble, agreed.
$39 is 10% less. So if the market corrects 20%, I give this one 10% to correct.
Okay.
So
And then
I think this is not a bad one to be in for safety.
yeah. Once it regains the 9-day, that could provide really nice trend line up.
Yeah. I mean, right now it looks like a bargain because they got a lot in the hopper. They got the booster shot coming out. They got so much going for them. What I like a lot is antiviral that's being stage 3 now, antiviral.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're partnered with anyone on that. I'm not sure.
So this one's a decent nibble and forget about it. Basically, just let it ride up. Yeah.
Yeah, you can average in, not nibble, average in.
Sure.
Is that the same thing as nibble? I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, just buy some now, but don't bet the farm. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you're talking about support at 4308.
I like that. That seems reasonable. Yeah.
So
Kamal has a lot of Pfizer, he said.
Kamal is a smart man. Whoever said Kamal wasn't smart.
Indeed, he is. Yeah, Pfizer's.
Can you send your handle again for StockTwits, if you don't mind?
Who?
Kamal's handle on StockTwits.
I knew it, but I forgot it.
Oh yeah, I should follow him.
I want to start following him.
Yeah, same.
If he lets me.
Yeah, the next one's PAVmed. PAVM.
PAVmed, I don't know as much about the fundamentals, but it's been defying gravity lately, so I put it up.
Yeah, this one I have no position.
I have a small position.
Oh, he posted his handle. Nice. I'm gonna take a look.
It's just been a phenomenal mover.
Okay.
I really, it shouldn't really be on my list in terms of stocks in the market, but most biotech has a mind of their own, so to speak. If the drug is looking good, if the trials are looking good, if the data is looking good, if the FDA gives approval, all of that stuff. So biotech, if you're in the right biotech plays, it's usually okay, even in most markets. If you're in the really speculative early trial phase drug companies, biotech companies, then maybe not. So if you're in something that's phase one or not or preclinical, maybe that's
Yeah.
not the place to be.
This is a beautiful channel. This is a really nice chart.
It is.
You probably shouldn't buy it right now, though. You could just buy every time it touches the 9-day, actually.
Sure. I've been buying a little bit at a time on the rise since about here. Since about this big candle with the highest 6. So I've been adding.
It's really not much.
Just like this one. We haven't talked about it in a while. The fundamentals escape me for the moment, but it doesn't matter. Look at the chart. This is an example of a case where you don't need to know what the hell you're buying, just buy it.
Yeah, this is medical device realm. Yeah, I mean, I agree, though. You just buy at the 9-day and yeah.
Buy the pullback. Buy it halfway down this green candle.
Yep, exactly.
847. Buy right there. 850. Definitely worth buying. We're on the weekly, by the way.
The weekly's been a nice for the last couple, though. It gives a nice.
This candle goes all the way back to the beginning of the year. So this rise that you're looking at goes all the way back to the beginning of the year. And it started out in January at $2. So this has been a phenomenal stock to own. Phenomenal. So buy the dip.
Yep. Agreed.
What's the next one on my list?
No more, but should we look at USEG, big winner of the week?
Yeah.
I think I got a few people in on it, but
Arjun special. Arjun texted me, "Am I in?" I said, "Yes." I bought some more. Leave me alone. I'm in.
It's a beautiful engulfing green that you just saw there. Yeah. I'm loving it.
When Arjun or Jake or Professor Spike text me, I say, I'm not doing due diligence, I'm just buying. That's how much faith I have in Arjun, Jake, and Professor Spike.
Yeah, I think this one's going.
It's been a moderately profitable approach.
Look at that beautiful engulfing green. Look at that.
If it doesn't take out this high, I'd be very, very, very surprised. This high is 534. I'd be shocked if it doesn't take it out.
Yeah.
It might pull back to the 100 first at 440, but that's okay. Better opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. You might get another dip, but at this point, I think it's just ready to go. It had like that big spike to 470, pulled back, and then it just immediately ripped again. I've been tracking the ticker too. Everyone's buying at the ask, so there's a lot of accumulation going on. It's an interesting.
It sure looks like it's going to do a 100% retrace of this dip.
Yeah. I think you're going to see 7. I think you're going to test 790. That's my guess. You're going to test that 790 and maybe more.
Yeah, I mean this is the weekly, so this is a real strong picture.
Yeah, it bounced off that 9-day or 9
This looks
week.
A nice candle. It's the high at 608. That's a nice first target.
Yep.
I like that as a target. This has been very strong over the last 5 weeks, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't continue. What is it? Gas and oil, right?
Yeah, it's a small cap oil play. That's just it's like low float, super undervalued. It might be a pump and dump though. That's my only caution I would give here. Like if you see sevens, if you see eights, and there's high volume, and you see some opportunity to take your profits.
No pump and dump. No pump and dump. Look at this chart going way back. This is no pump and dump.
No, I mean, here's what I mean. Whenever it gets huge volume, it gives back a lot. So when you see the big volume come in, don't assume it'll hold the highs.
Oh yeah, every time it's gone up big, it's also come back big the same week.
That's what I mean. So like if you see the big volume day and you see a big jump to whatever number, like I think it's safe to assume it's not going to be a continuation up. It might just be like a 1 or 2 day type of deal.
So take your profit at the 200. The 200 is.
Well, you want to look at the daily before you pull that trigger.
Take your profit at 677, because otherwise, when it crosses 677, it may very well come right back down.
It always does. It always does.
So take your profit at 675 just to be safe.
Yeah, and I think you're going to get more than that anyway, because it always goes past it and gives back.
You don't have to get max profit. It's okay to not get the max.
Oh yeah, understood. Yeah. But like, I guess what I'm saying is this stock moves very quickly, so don't assume this is something you just hold and don't pay attention to.
You sell at 675. You keep a portion, looking to get a little higher, and that's it.
Sounds good to me. I love this one.
What was the other one?
VBIF. Now, let me ask you a question, Arjun.
Yep.
Are you still in OPHC?
I am. Yeah, I would love to look at that one too.
I was just wondering because there was some that you were like really rattling the tables over, but you haven't been talking about.
Yeah, it's because it's. I think USEG is going to move first, and then I'm going to take whatever I get from this and just put it into the bank play. Yeah.
Right. And then you were saying like it's the last shot.
I'm taking attendance. Is Eyes of the Money with us today?
Who?
Eyes of the Money. Oh, Eyes of the Money.
Eyes is not here today.
No.
Jackie.
She sent you on the tweets, but
yeah, she said on the tweet she's going to be here. Join us today. KL Stock A from StockTwits wants us to look at HPIL and SQL.
We can do that.
We could do anything.
Exactly.
We're very
we have requests for DNA. We have requests for Gridstone.
DNA is the one I just got.
I have a request for CVM.
My multi-billionaire friend.
I'll be back. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay.
By DNA. By DNA, said my multi-zillionaire friend.
Uh-huh.
Did I type this in? Did I?
Oh, I didn't do it.
HPIL? Cybernetic Technologies, fraction of a penny.
Oh, yeah, it's like a quarter of a penny. Which I looked at that. I looked at that when it came. Yeah, what is it now? It's a 20th of a penny.
I don't know what to say.
It's hard to look at that one.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy some Dogecoin also.
Yeah, and DNA doesn't have a whole lot of history.
No, DNA just went public. Just IPO'd. Wasn't DNA the symbol for Genentech years ago?
I would have thought so, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I think you're right.
This at least is selling at a reasonable number. 406.
Oh, sequel, that's right. We had somebody was talking about that.
Yeah, the same fellow.
Do you have any interest in talking about?
I have no opinion. KL Stock Air. I have no opinion on the fraction of a penny stock.
Right.
It's just not something I look at.
You know, AABB and NSAVE were the only ones we did, and they're both very volatile.
They're not at least they're into at least they're into more than 1 penny, you know.
Right. Right, we
I
have to have
have my
some state.
limits. This is interesting.
Looks like it's
I
stabilizing.
don't know what to say about it, but it's certainly interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet this is your favorite relational database programming language.
Yeah, I use this one quite a bit.
SQL Server, right?
Select, group by, all
Yeah.
that crap.
Yeah. Look, I don't know what to say about this one either. Any of you guys have a comment?
I'm not going to buy it. I don't know. Not yet, anyway.
I mean, you know, let the chart develop a little bit into something, I guess. I may buy this one, DNA, because a friend of mine likes this one, and
Ginkgo Bioworks.
I think it has potential. I'm looking to buy it at a little lower number than it is right now, though. It's called Ginkgo Bioworks, right?
Look at that. Higher lows. Beautiful chart.
What would happen if we looked at the weekly?
Well, you see one line, I guess. It's a new IPO, just IPO'd, and we're trading above the IPO price. I would look for a pullback and try to get in on this because it's supposed to be a good one. It popped the day, the IPO day, when the CEO went on CNBC. The thing popped like crazy. Maybe it was this day, not sure. But it's trading up. But I would look to, if you can't wait to own this one, okay, buy a little, but I think you're going to get it cheaper. So I would wait. Maybe buy a little and wait for a little pullback here. I'm not sure what I'm doing on this one. I may buy it, may not. Was there any other requests?
Yeah, there's a couple of requests. You could either do, it's a dealer's choice. You could do VBIV, Gritstone, or Abbott.
Yeah. If we have time to do the bank, we can do it, or we can do it next week.
You have any? I'll let you pick it, Professor Spike.
Well, Kamal's a nice guy. Let's do Abbott.
Okay, the symbol?
ABT.
ABT. ABT.
Unlike Abbott is a
Yeah, I think
medical.
Kamal said he has a lot of this one. It might be putting in somewhat of a solid base. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the candle from 5 days ago, whatever that bottom. I mean, you can, basically, is that the 50-day? Maybe you just buy it the 50-day. Yeah.
So this is a nice one that you can hold. It's a strong stock with strong blue chip.
You could probably nibble now, right? I mean, this has seems to put in solid support around here, a little lower.
Yeah, you made a low here. The 50 is looking like support. The 50-day moving average is looking like support. The low of this candle is looking like support.
You know, I actually used their product, so I liked it. It was I was in Costa Rica and I had to use this to do an at-home COVID test to get home, and it worked really well.
123 looks like solid support. 123.80. So you're at support, and the recent high was 129. So you haven't come very far off the highs at all. On a down market, yeah, it could really sell off because it's had a phenomenal run. So if it really sells off, you could get hurt. But hey, most things if you're in, you're going to get hurt. But this is the kind of stock that'll come back. So even if it drops, even if the bottom drops, it looks like 115, which is still just a little more than 10%. And if there's a 20% correction and you're down 12%, it's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
Everything is relative, yeah.
Yeah, and Jiggly, you're saying they're extremely pricey, but when you compare it to getting, like, so basically when I was abroad, right, you can either get this at-home test kit for whatever, 60 or 70 bucks, or you have to go through the, like, testing process in whatever country you're in, which can be 100, 150. So you're getting the convenience of doing it at home with a price discount. So I think these are only going to get more popular, especially as like Southeast Asia opens its borders. A lot of people from the US that travel there, I think, are going to buy this. I like this product a lot.
And Avid Labs is Avid Labs. They have a million products.
Yeah.
Covix.
So it's not a bad stock to own and keep. It's another one of these stocks that you own and keep. You don't have to trade this one.
Yeah.
If you want to trade it, you can buy it. You can actually write call options on it for income. Write the 130s. Write the 130s, and you could even write the put in here at write the 120 put.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this product. I don't own this, but I should own this stock.
Yeah, there's so many stocks we should own, you know.
Yeah.
You just buy VOO and forget about it. Or SY and forget about it.
Yeah.
But this is a great company, Kamal. No, it doesn't look like any reason to unload.
Agreed.
So that's it for today. We did a lot of things. We said a lot of things. Some of the things we said have greater meaning in it than others. ORCG, but you had another one. ORCN, yours? Arjun?
What?
ORCN.
OPHC. Yeah, that's my other low float. That's my favorite play right now on a medium term time frame.
OPHC.
Yeah. OPHC. Like what got me into it was basically I looked at their financial situation and their cash value to market cap, book value to market cap. This company is only valued at 20 million. I think it should be valued at something closer to 50 million. So I think that anything below 5, in my opinion, is just an automatic buy for me. And I think when I was looking at the weekly, I saw a really nice picture for this to go up to double digits eventually.
It looks like an interesting pullback off the tops. Maybe time to nibble.
Yeah.
Or average down, depending on how long you've been in it.
Yeah, I got my average down to the mid 5s now. I'm not worried about this one, but yeah,
I think you may have put in the bottom head 450.
I think so too.
It looks like.
I think so too. And I think you can buy it halfway of that green candle. So you can buy it $5, I think.
It got repelled by the 50 as these stocks so often do.
Yeah. But if you look at the weekly, if you have a sec, I think that paints a really nice longer term picture of where this is going.
What I was going to say is look for a pullback to the 100.
Yeah.
481. That would be a good place to get in.
Yeah, I think that'll creep up. Anything sub 5, I'm a huge fan of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to look at the weekly? I will.
Yeah, well, look, because I just like it on a 5-year time frame. It has this really nice, like basically it broke downtrend in a really significant way. That big green candle on the left with that you see, that was the first. Or if you got to zoom out just a little more, if you go to like,
Look at where it stopped. Right in the middle of this big green candle is where
yeah,
it stopped.
yeah.
Don't you just love it? It always seems to stop right in the middle of those giant green candles.
That's true. Yeah. And it bounced off it with authority. I mean, that's a nice.
Yeah, like this was the bottom, guys. In case you didn't believe it, this is the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, in my opinion, sub 5, buy it, and you can trim on the way up, maybe in the 6s. I'm holding this.
Look at the middle of this green candle, 480, which was the same area that I said the 100 was at.
Yep.
For the daily. 480 looks like a great place to enter.
Yep. 480. I agree. I don't know if you'll get it, but anything below 5, in my opinion, bet.
Oh, we're back. We're not screen sharing anymore.
Okay.
Smile. You're on candid camera. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today on a very beautiful Friday here in Long Island, New York. And we value your input. We value your viewership. We value all those loyal Dr. J, Professor Spike, and Arjun fans. Even if you like Professor Spike better than me, I don't care. That sounds by Ramali is here.
I don't.
Dan is here. Jiggly, congrats on Sava, says Dan A. Sava was up to over 60 today. We looked at it. Kamal made good money on Tesla and Amazon. Very nice.
Nice.
There's a million comments. You should, when you watch this, keep an eye on the comments. Man's here. For those that may want to buy DNA, he's got some words of advice, I guess. I don't know what they are.
Neither do I.
Yeah. There we go. So we
Quite welcome, guys. Have a good weekend.
Yeah. I'm going to go grab a beer and enjoy the weather.
Over 100 comments. Be sure to watch. Every one of them is a gem.
I know.
Please subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Give us 2 thumbs up. See you next Tuesday, guys. Have a great weekend.
See you then. USEG to the moon.
To the moon, says Shigley.